What's up, everyone? How are you today? I'm feeling very, maybe it's vulnerable. Here's what I know. I spent my whole life, I learned at a very, very young age, the importance of presenting yourself in the way and in the manner that other people would receive you. And you judged how you were received by others based on how they responded to you. So if I got what I judged to be a positive response, then I was good. I did good, I was good. And that's how it went. I did good, and then I was good. And if I behaved in a way or I did something that didn't elicit a positive response, and that might be no response, or it might have been a negative response, then I would judge that I did bad, which meant I was bad. And so then I found myself being addicted to and craving and really hunting and going after the good responses because I wanted to be good and I wanted to do good. So I started then to act and manipulate myself and my behaviors and my body in a way that would make you pay me attention. And this might be through working really hard. It might have been through physical behaviors. I say it might have been, it was. These were different things that I chose between, right? So working really hard, physical behaviors, changing how I spoke, how I communicated, the words that I said, how I showed up, how I dressed, how I did my hair, how I did my makeup, all of it. So that I would do it and then I would look what'd you think? How was that? And then if I didn't get a like or a comment or an engagement, then I was like, well, maybe that's not right. And let me do something different. So let me try my hair over here, or let me wear this, or let me make this action or say this thing. And I spent a lot of time that way. And in certain areas of my life, in the business that I was in, I was able to figure it out, right? I was able to uncover who I needed to be successful. But the problem was who I thought that I needed to be wasn't me. And so putting on these layers and putting on this mask that I believed were required in order to be able to achieve the success I desired, it became very heavy. It became this weight to carry, and I couldn't do it anymore. And that recognition, that awareness, this is heavy, and I'm tired, and I can't do this anymore. This way of living, this way of being, this is no longer working. That moment was the first step in my process of untangling the very twisted knot of perfectionism. Maybe you're further along than that. Maybe you're right at that place where you have that recognition of this way this ain't working for me. And maybe it still is. Maybe you're earlier on and it's still serving you. That's amazing. Wherever you are, it's perfect because it's where you are. It is what it is, and it's all good. And even though there's a part of me now on the other side that just want to scream that's not the way. It's not the way. Be you, be authentic, show up as yourself. Like, it's so much, it's more free, and it's not even free, it's liberating. But I get it if you're not there, if you're not ready. I know for me, it was rooted in protection. Perfectionism was my protection. And until I was ready to really look at, this is not working, nothing else could be done. And so that realization, that awareness, that's the first step. So be open to it. And if you're there and you know it's not working and you're like, well, now what? Like, it's not working, so now what do I do? That's where I was. Like, I get it. I remember where I was. I was sitting on one of those green, like, electrical boxes outside of my apartment where I was like, you know what? This is not working. I'm not always okay. I don't always have it together. Everything's not always great. I'm actually not handling things very well at all. And this is me, and I'm not going to apologize for it. But after that, in that moment, it was less empowering and more kind of like, I don't know what else to do. But that moment, then I had to have support in the process of untangling the knots, of letting the layers of protection fall. So if you're there, whether it's with me or with someone else, I want to encourage you to get support. Get support in building the new foundation. Get support in you know how when you rip like a scab off the skin, it's raw and it's vulnerable, and so you have to kind of gently like expose it to air and do it in small spaces, and you have to nurture it, and it has to be like, you know, properly moisturized but not too much, and you need support in healing. And it's the same thing for you. You need support in your healing. So if you're at that place where the scab has been ripped off, you got to get support. So if it's me, great. If it's not me, great. But you've got to get support so that you can build new skin and detangle the knot of perfectionism. You are beautiful. And I honor all the work that you put into creating your masks, because I know all the work that went into mine. But you, as you really authentically, genuinely are exquisite. I get it. And when, if you're ready, I've got you. Perfectly imperfect. Thank you for listening to my heart. Be well, my friends. We will talk soon. Bye now.